Hello and welcome to Back to School Night. I am Miss Clifton. I am the teacher for the Environmental Sustainability and Engineering Academy. I wish we were in person, but we gotta accommodate for the situation. So tonight's goal is to introduce you to the academy and what you can expect for your child's freshman year in the academy. So right now you can see on the screen is my email. I know my name is Miss Clifton, but my email is hcusson@nhvweb.net. So you can reach me there. That's probably the easiest way since you're going to be using the Voorhees email system a lot. A little bit about myself. Well, first of all, I don't have it up here, but I grew up on a Boy Scout reservation. And so I learned to love the outdoors pretty much from birth. My parents always joke around that I was IDing trees when I was 3. So it made sense that I went and I got a bachelor's in environmental science and policy. I then took some time in between then to work for the state of Connecticut. I worked in their wildlife division. That is a picture of me with a bear. I helped with their fur bearing research. I also helped them study bobcats and fishers. And so that was really interesting, an interesting experience. I worked for the Connecticut Inland Fisheries Division, so I studied diadromous fish populations, so that's fish that spawn or travel between salt and freshwater to spawn. And then I went back for my master's in education because I really did love teaching. From there, I came to New Jersey and I worked for the Division of Fish and Wildlife here and before getting this job. So, and in between I had other miscellaneous jobs, teaching and things like that, but those are probably the most influential. I have a background in outdoor leadership, so I do like to bring that to our program. So freshman year, what is your child going to experience? So we are turning over the curriculum. We're starting something a little bit new than maybe when you applied for the program, or your child applied for the program. Freshman year is going to be the first half of AP Environmental Science. So I know that may sound a little daunting, AP as a freshman, but don't worry. The reason for spreading AP out over 2 years is to make it a little bit more manageable and also to allow your child to get more experience with working in the environmental field, gain that technical experience that they wouldn't get in a 1-year rushed AP course. So we are going to go over really Earth systems their first year. We're going to do a little bit of geography, atmosphere, hydrology, that kind of thing. We're going to look at ecology and population dynamics and different ecosystems. So that's really going to be our freshman year. I am going to pull some activities from a CASE curriculum, and so CASE is an ag program, a national ag program that I went to training for last summer. So I do like to incorporate a little bit of that as well. And we are going to try to get as many guest speakers in and field trips in this year as we can, depending on COVID. So we do like to make this a really hands-on program, and hence why we are spreading APES out over 2 years. So this is the outline for this year. It's just 4 main units. And they're going to be long because unlike most schools, they jam a lot of information in and no hands-on experience. So the goal here is to give your child an opportunity to apply what they're learning. So our first unit is Earth Systems and Resources. You can see there we do plate tectonics, soil formation, composition, erosion, global wind patterns, solar radiation, and Earth's geography and climate. So we get to do a lot of labs. We're going to try to make a solar cooker. We're going to analyze soil samples. Last year's freshmen looked at how road salt impacts soils and then plant growth. So that was like a couple month long research project that they did, going out into the field, taking soil samples, bringing the soil samples back in, and then conducting tests on them. Unit 2 is Introduction to Ecosystems. So we learn about food chains and food webs. We learn about the biogeochemical cycles and how nutrients and different materials are cycled through our planet. Unit 3 is biodiversity. So then we really start to look at population dynamics and within ecosystems. And then 4th is our populations unit. So we start to look at wildlife populations, but also human populations. Again, all trying to get the kids hands-on experience. So our grading breakdown, I do a total points grading system. So tests are going to be 100 points. I make the tests from the AP site. So the students for 2 years will get practice taking AP tests and answering AP questions. So they should be really, really good at answering them by the time they take the AP exam at the end of their sophomore year. So the tests are going to be 100 points. Quizzes are also based off AP practice questions. So those are 20 to 25 points, usually 25 points. Homework is 10 points. And those are quick, simple assignments that I expect to get done. I don't grade the accuracy of those assignments. It's more just getting the students practice on doing something. Labs and activities can be between 30 and 50 points depending on the complexity of the lab. And then I include participation in all labs and projects. So that could be, is your child coming to a lab dressed properly? Are they wearing the proper shoes to be out in the field? Are they wearing the proper pants and jackets? We can't be outside in 20-degree weather in a t-shirt. It's not going to happen. So that's participation. Also, proper use of technologies and participation. Interacting with their peers is participation. So for all of those labs and projects, about 5 points of them will go to participation. So this year's Academy locations is a little different. We are always held at Voorhees High School. That's where we have all of our regular classes, the normal 55-minute long classes, but because of COVID, classes are a little bit different this year. If we are in school, if we go to that hybrid model, we will be at Voorhees. And we won't be at the other locations. The Voorhees State Park location, excuse me, my computer just, there we go. The other 2 locations is Voorhees State Park and the Educational Service Commission. Those are places we go to for labs. However, because of COVID, Voorhees State Park is closed, so we can't go there. And because of the shortened half-day schedule, we cannot make it to the Educational Service Commission. But we are currently building a future lab station there. So we will be there in future years. But this year we'll be at Voorhees High School. And there's the Columbia Trail right behind our property. So we'll be walking outside and trying to use the Columbia Trail a little bit, or the connecting trail between our school and the Columbia Trail to do all our lab work. And the last thing that I wanted to discuss today is our environmental club, our Academy Club. It's an FFA chapter. So FFA stands for Future Farmers of America, but they're not just farmers anymore. So they've expanded. That link right there you can take to the FFA state website, but it's a national organization. So we're part of the state. We have a state chapter. It is all based on agriculture, environmental science, and leadership. The students will have opportunities to go to leadership conferences and then also compete in ag competitions, environmental competitions, and even leadership competitions. There are some scholarships through FFA for when the students apply to college. The first activity I really am hoping to get the students involved in this school year is a leadership conference on September 28th to October 3rd. And so that's going to be virtual, and I'm really hoping to get some students wanting to go to that. The competitions are primarily in the spring, and so as the year progresses, we can apply what we've learned throughout the year into those competitions. Really the whole point is to, everything that they learn in the academy, they can then use in the competition. There is a yearly membership fee that is all dependent on how many people enroll. I have to do the math. Last year was about $20 membership fee per student, but we have more students now because we have 4 years, four grades. So I will get the new membership fee out to you shortly. If you have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Let me go up to my very first slide. Okay, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. That is my email, hcusson@nhvweb.net. I try to respond within 24 hours, unless it's a holiday weekend or some kind of holiday. I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, I hope to get to know you and meet you all as the year progresses, and hopefully we can be back in school. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a good one.